In this demonstration, I'm going to show you how to add a page to your website. Remember that a page is generally content that remains the same and is not time-specific content. So here, I'm just going to create a simple Hello World page. I'm just going to type. So first thing you need to know, title goes there. This is a paragraph. And a paragraph is going to go here. Now let's take a look at what we're seeing on the page. Over here, the plus, this is the block inserter. You'll also notice you can insert blocks here. I can just hit return to keep adding paragraphs. If I'm highlighted here, you can see I've got the plus. This will then add blocks. It'll show me common ones that I've recently used. But if I want to see the full list of blocks that are available, this is where I go. And here I can see all of the blocks that I might want to add to the website, to my site. There's quite a lot of them. We'll talk about them in different places and different tutorials. You can also add patterns and media if you've got them already loaded onto your site. But the most important thing you want to know here is that you can do things like paragraphs or lists and things like that. Basic content you can add to your site. Now, once you've added it, and let me add a list in here just to A, B, C, just to show a couple of other things. First of all, the other thing that I find very useful is the document overview. This shows me what different things are here. It's also a great way to move things around. It's really easy to change things, but it also tells me what things are nested in other things. So you'll see that I use that quite a lot when I'm editing. Now, over on this side, you may have nothing. If you've got nothing, you want to click this to see it. This button here lets me change which view, so I can see what my site would look like in a tablet or a mobile. So it gives me a sense of what the page will look like on the different devices, which is really handy. This is where you actually control everything, the settings bar. Depending on what you've got highlighted. So it will start with the block that you've got highlighted. So here you can see I've got a paragraph block. I can change a bunch of different things. If I want to change the text color of my paragraph block, I can do that. And you can see it just changed my text color. I can change the typography, the dimensions, the border, so you can play with the different things that you can change within the block. Now I just moved down to a list block. And again, if I'm not sure where I am, and this is the parent block of the list. So if I want it to affect all of them, then I want to change it here. If I only want to change one list item, then I might change it here. There you go. So I can change blocks that way. So this is one way. One of the things that you see here are the settings, and the block settings change depending on what block you've got in here. That's the basics of the block editor. Now, the other thing that's really important here is the page settings. This applies to the entire page. Here, if your theme has a feature image and you've got feature images, you can add your feature image here. This tells me it's a draft, when it's going to be published. The slug is what the URL is going to be for this page. So if I click it, you can see here. So the full URL will involve the slug. I can edit it at this point if I want it to be something different. I can say, oh, Hello World 2, sure. I can change the author. The template. So this is interesting too. We'll talk about templates when we get to editing templates, but this is where each page you can change which template you're using for the page. You generally want to do that before you start laying out your contents on the page. Whether or not you have discussions enabled. And pages generally don't have discussions where blog posts generally do, but it really depends on the design of your site and what your site is doing. And if your site has a parent, your page has a parent, this is important for automatic generation of navigation. So if I just create a page, it will probably automatically be added to my navigation, whether I want it to or not. But if I have a parent, I can have it add underneath. I can also edit my navigation later to remove it. But that is the basics. You hit publish. That's the basics for adding a page to your site.